Hello and welcome to a rather different sort of video. I'm just going to pop the kettle on and then I will explain further. Right, yes. So, what I'm basically going to start doing are these sort of vlogs where I'm, let's just say, rambling in the shed about the allotment, about work, you know, a little bit about personal life. But if it seems quite popular or I get good feedback, then it might be something that I can do weekly or fortnightly. But yeah, just basically me sitting in the shed talking about life in general, and you know, little jobs on the allotment and things. I just think it might be a quicker and easier way for me to share things with you, because obviously it takes quite a lot of time to plan the videos and to set the tripod up, set the camcorder up, keep moving it around. I think this will just be, you know, a quicker and easier way for you to know what's going on, really. So yeah, if it's good and if you enjoy it, then please say so, and I will try and upload a weekly vlog. Can't even say it. A weekly vlog or like a fortnightly one. But yeah, it's just going to be like the little purple potting shed diaries. But a lot happens in the week and I don't usually get time to share it all because I'm quite like I'm quite a perfectionist, let's say. So when it comes to videos, I do think too much about them. So I think this will be the perfect thing, just to share little stories and things. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got 2 kettles now, and that's not because I'm expecting like a huge crowd at my allotment. I would really like to have an allotment tea party, and it is something that I'm really thinking about. Like, it would be nice in the summer to, you know, invite a few people to the allotment, to have tea and cake and swap seeds, or I think The Good Life Ain't Easy on Instagram, she suggested that you could make cakes out of like the produce, like courgette cake or raspberry cake and things like that. So I really like that idea. But no, we picked this kettle up at one of the markets that we visit to pick up vintage stock to sell, and we bought it to sell, but I am so in love with it. Like, it's a vintage enamel teapot, and I think they're called Brown Betty's, and they are quite large. They have this extra handle at the front so you can, you know, tip it easier. But they were originally used in village halls for like big events and for catering for large groups of people. So I'm just so in love with it, and now I just think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have, you know, a crowd of people here to serve tea to. So I'm very tempted to keep this kettle. Usually when we find enamel kettles, they're either missing the lid or they're really yucky inside, so we just sell them as planters, because if you put a flower in there, it's really, really nice. But this one's so clean inside. Like, there's one tiny chip, but apart from that, like, it's good enough to use, so I think I'm going to keep it. Anyway, what else has happened this week? This week's been a little bit funny because, like, I started this thing now where I bought this weekly planner and I plan out the whole week, and I find for me it works so much better because, like, I have so much going in my head, and I find that if I write a list of things to do, or if I organise myself a little bit better, then I do the job. So I've got a weekly planner and I write down what I'm doing on, you know, Monday to Sunday, work things and, you know, taking photographs of things and all that sort of stuff. It all went completely out the window this week because before Christmas someone reversed into my car and their insurance has been sorting it out really, really nice. I think it's LV Insurance. They've been really, really good. until it went to the repairers for an estimate. And that's going to boil in a minute. Basically, it went to, I think they're called National Repair Centre in Southampton. They were formerly known as Seawoods. Anyway, to see the damage, they had to take the bumper off. But they didn't just take the bumper off like you would normally take a bumper off. They cut the bumper off. So there was no way of putting it back on. Anyway, the estimate came back that it was uneconomical to repair, but I could have the car back because it was category N, which I didn't even know there was a category N, and it was still drivable, you know, it wasn't written off or anything. So I thought, oh, I'll have the car back. Went to go and pick it up, and the bumper had been cut off, which I was so annoyed about, and my dad was fuming. Sorry, I totally forgot that was whistling. Anyway, yeah, so I went to pick the car up and the bumper was gone, and we got hold of the insurance, and they got the repair company to put the bumper back on. So they basically drilled holes in it and cable tied my bumper back onto the car. And the point is that they shouldn't have cut the bumper off. And also, they shouldn't have told me that the car was, you know, okay and that I could go and collect it. And that was still drivable when it didn't have a bumper on it. Anyway, we had a bit of a rant, and I was a bit annoyed because the car wasn't, you know, like we took it in. It had a very small dent on the bumper. So I don't know what all this hoo-ha is about anyway, but that's the verdict. So I was a bit annoyed at LV Insurance because that was their approved repair centre, and they were obviously too lazy to take the bumper off properly. So I just wanted to get that little rant out of the way. I'm going to make a cup of tea now. I'm going to use my chamomile tea. Oh look, it's nearly running out. I'm so addicted to this stuff. It's so nice. I usually tend to have a cup now at well, just before bedtime, because it is a little bit of a sedative. I mean, it's not huge, but I find it does make me a little bit like sleepy. But I'm going to have one now anyway, just because I'm a bit stressed. I'm trying to keep my window, my top of my stable door a little bit closed because it's raining and it's so horrible outside, and I had all these things planned to do today up the allotment, and now I'm just sitting in the shed drinking tea. I'm not complaining, I love it. Right, I'm going to tell you about this cup actually, because I got it for Christmas, and I have a teapot that's very, very similar, but this cup, oh, I use it all the time. It's from my sister and her partner for Christmas, and it's from Whittard's, and it's basically a cup with a tea strainer in it. So I put my chamomile flower heads in there, and then I just fill it up with water. Oh, I know what I forgot to bring with me. My brother got me a little glass timer from Whittard's again, and it's a 3-minute timer, and you basically, obviously, once you put your water in, you turn the timer over and you leave it for 3 minutes, because that's the recommended time to brew your tea, even the recommended time to brew normal tea, which I never knew before. 3 minutes seems like quite a long time, but I know obviously for herbs it's different. So yeah, it's a really, really good cup, and especially if you're up the allotment and you're growing your own herbs, then you can fill the little cup up with, you know, mint or anything. Well, not anything, it obviously has to be drinkable, but yeah, it's so handy. Just fill it with water and you're away. I will actually just show you a book that I recently treated myself to. It's called Infuse by Paula Granger and Karen Sullivan, and it's herbal teas to cleanse, nourish and heal. It's one of my favourite books now. I think I talked about the Handmade Apothecary book, which still remains one of my favourite, but this one, it's so good. Like, I'm currently really getting into the whole herbal tea thing, and you know, all the benefits from things that you can grow up the allotment or in your garden. And this book is just amazing. Like, it has different teas for, you know, different symptoms. You know, there's like a cough tea, there's a tea to make you happy, there's like a tea to fall in love with. It's really good. There's a tea if you're going to be a mum. It's really good. So they've got all the, you know, recipes and ingredients there. They've also got at the back, which I found really, really handy, resources, but they've got this like Herbpedia and it's got a list of all the herbs and all their benefits. So, you know, let's find a good one. Let's find chamomile, actually, seeing as I'm drinking it. Chamomile. And you're not to drink it if you're allergic to daisy family plants. It says everyone is aware of the soothing effect of a cup of chamomile tea, and it can be used to relieve insomnia, reduce the effects of stress, ease anxiety, and encourage healthy digestion. It may also help to relieve menstrual cramps and keep periods regular. Strong chamomile tea is an effective remedy for a stress headache. Oh, like, don't you find that so interesting? It like, oh, I love it. So it's basically covering near enough every herb there. And some of the ingredients, some of the recipes have, you know, quite weird things like dried chopped licorice root and some things that I can't even say, and I'm not going to attempt to say them. But what I'm thinking you could easily do is make up your own herbal teas. Obviously you could use these as like you know, like a base, but you could quite easily make up your own herbal teas to suit you. But yeah, I really recommend this book. It's amazing. As you can see, I've highlighted all the teas that I'm really interested in. So basically this year I'm going to be growing a lot more herbs and a lot more edible flowers, mainly due to this book. I was going to show you another book that I really like, but what I'm thinking is that maybe I could do like a book review or like a recommended book in every video, so I won't bombard you with all these books that I like, because I like a lot of books. I'm quite a book lover. But yeah, this week this is my recommended book, Infuse. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to grow a lot more. I'm incorporating more herbs and more edible flowers into the flower patch, and doing a bit more companion planting, just because I'd love to grow my own dried herbs to add to teas and things like that. And while we're on the subject of drying, it's actually behind me, I just want to show you this quick. For quite a while now I've been thinking of ways where I could dry my own herbs, and I have been actually thinking there's a space where the camera is now where really, you know, if someone else was here they would sit and say, like, if my dad was up here and he wasn't on his allotment, he could sit there, but it's not usually used because it's only me up here. And I did think, oh, I'd build a little cabinet there, with slide out trays which have like a fine wire mesh on the bottom. You know, the trays would only be, they wouldn't be thick at all. And what I'd do is I'd just lay, you know, like rosemary and sage and calendula and things like that on the trays, and just let them air dry. And because the cabinet could be quite tall and you could have loads of trays in there, I thought you could have like a bigger box on the bottom to put, you know, apples or pumpkins or things like that in for a bit of storage. But I thought that'd be really nice there. But again, I haven't got round to making it. I probably won't get round to making it, if I'm being honest, because the shows are going to start in April and life's just crazy. So for now, what I've got is this wooden tray thing. I don't know if I can get it all in. Oh yeah. I picked it up from a market for £5, which I thought was really, really good. Again, something I've been meaning to make, but because it was only £5, I thought I'll have that. So basically what I'm going to do is put a fine wire mesh on the bottom, or either some muslin or something. I need to research it a bit more because I don't know if enough air will get through muslin to dry the herbs. And then what it's going to do, and you probably won't see me now, I'm just going to stand up, but it's going to go up in the roof of my shed, and what I'll do is I'll film at a different angle and show you it because you're not going to see when I stand up now. But basically it's going to go up in the roof of my shed. So it can store up there, and then what I'll do is I'll just lay my herbs on it, put it up there, store it out the way and let them air dry, and I can stand up in the shed still. It's not touching my head or anything. So yeah, I was really chuffed with my little wooden crate for £5. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm really excited about this year, growing more herbs. I'm really getting into the herbal teas and things. So yeah, what else were they going to show you? Oh yeah, quickly, I got this sign for Christmas from my Auntie Tracy. I actually really like it, so I need to find somewhere to hang it. What I'll do, I'll probably hang it in the shed somewhere. I need to put a new calendar. There was a calendar hanging here, and I've got one at home with like inspirational quotes on it, and it's really nice, but it's hanging in my room and I keep forgetting to bring it down. There we go. That can go there for now. But no, I really like it. There was something else. Oh yes. Every year, well actually for the past 2 years now, I've been sending my allotment photos off to Blurb, which is like a photo book printing. I think they're from the Netherlands, but I remember using them in college to do projects and things with. So last year, for the 2016 book, I did a little one of all like my favourite pictures, and it's basically, you know, it starts in January and then it goes through the months all the way to December, but it's really thin. I totally just forgot about my tea. It's going to be so strong. The cup also comes with a little lid. I don't know if I mentioned that. And so like if you're in the living room or something having it and you drain your things, you just pop your strainer on the lid and drink your tea basically. So yeah, I love this cup. I recommend this cup. I love Wittards, but I find they can be a little bit expensive sometimes. And also I have a spoonful of honey, sorry, in my chamomile tea. I realise you're probably not meant to have anything to really get the benefits from it, but I love it so much with some honey in it. So yeah, that was my 2016 book. See how thin it is? This is my 2017 book. It's massive. I think what I did is I was really brutal with my photographs for the 2016 one, because I sort of went a bit crazy with the 2017 one. I realised I take a lot of pictures, and I'm not sorry for that. I've always been the sort of person to take loads of photographs, because I think it's really important to document your life and to document your adventures, and the allotment is one of my biggest adventures, so I take a lot of pictures of it. Obviously if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know how many pictures I take, and I take a lot more pictures than I actually post on Instagram. But basically I put them in a book because I love looking back at pictures, and there's no point having loads of pictures on your phone, you know, where you can't really look back at them like you can with a book. Stir that because it's probably really loud on the microphone. So yeah, again, it starts in January and then it goes through the months. Well, it'll soon be time to chip those potatoes. June, July. July was my favourite month because the flower patch just looked so beautiful and the sun was nice. Oh, I want it to be summer again. Rhubarb jam, that's all gone now. So all the way until December. But yeah, Blurb can be a little bit expensive, but every now and again they have like 40% off or 30% off, which is a huge amount. And the price goes up if you have, you know, more pages. But like I said, like I look through this basically every other day, especially now in the winter when it's miserable outside and the allotment looks horrible. You can look back and think, oh, yeah, I remember what the allotment looked like in the summer. Things are going to get better. But no, it's really good to look back on. And I love my books, so hopefully, like in the future, I'll have loads and I can look back at what it was like in 2016. But yeah, I think that's about it. Not much else has happened this week. We've been trying to work stocking up on vintage things because the shows will be starting in April, end of April. I think the first one is Furl Place, I think, but all the details of our shows are on the website, and it'll be really great to see some of you there. I love it when people come up to say hello because you can put a face to a name and it's really nice. So yeah, we've been busy trying to stock up on vintage stuff and clean it, and my dad's going to be busy making metalwork soon because it will be April in no time. Like, it's nearly the end of January now. And what I was going to do today, I had it all planned out. Like, I've been looking forward to coming up the allotment since Monday, because I had all these things planned. We looked at the weather forecast. It was going to be raining on Sunday, so I thought, right, I'll go up the allotment Saturday and I can go and buy the fabric that I need to buy to make the aprons on Sunday because it's raining. And then I look at it, the weather forecast on Friday evening, and it's got rain for Saturday and rain for Sunday. So all the things I was planning to do up the allotment today have just gone somewhere else. I had to go and pick a part up for my car this morning, and bank a check in for and things like that. So I did that this morning, but what I did want to do today so desperately was to do a planning video. I'm usually really late doing my planning videos, but I've been so organised this year so far, and while I've been in Wales I've been drawing up plans and sorting out seeds and what I need and things like that. So the plans are ready, and what I'm actually tempted to do is just to sit in the shed like I am now and go through the seed packets and go through my plans with you here, because the allotment isn't really much to look at right now. There's no point me walking around the allotment showing you like a pile of weeds and things like that, because it doesn't look pretty at all. So what I might do, because it's raining and I do really want to get wet, is just sit in the shed and go through my plans, because I cannot wait to share them all with you. And what I'm going to do is make a video about it. I'll also write a blog post, and I was hoping for all that to be up this weekend, but because we had that big kerfuffle with the car, the week hasn't really gone to plan. I think I'm out of things to say, surprisingly. But yeah, let me know what you think about this video. If you think I'm just waffling on and it's really boring, then please do just say. It's just something that I thought I'd try out, to keep you all sort of, you know, in touch with what's going on in my world. But yeah, I think I might try and do that planning video now and drink my tea. So yeah, let me know what you think about the videos, and if you do like them, then I'll try to do it weekly or fortnightly when I get time. But like I said, it's not too much trouble setting the camera up in the shed and having a little chat. It's quite nice. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope I didn't waffle on too much. So thank you, and hopefully I'll see you next in the planning video.